In this movie, we discover the many different ways that we can control the size of our font. Now, of course, we've already seen a little bit of this in action by working through some of our demonstrations for the absolute and relative measurement systems. But there's actually a little bit more to that than just what we've seen so far. So let's go ahead and do a short recap here and talk about what we already know in terms of font size and what's available. So first off, we can use any of the measurement systems we've discussed so far. So we have our absolute measurement system with the inch, millimeter, centimeter, point, pica, and pixel. And the absolute measurement system is going to be based off of translations of these measurement types to how they relate to our pixels per inch of our display device. So those absolute measurement systems are indeed in an absolute objective scale according to whatever display device they're sitting on. Now, our relative measurement systems, the m's, the x's, and the percentages, are going to be dependent on a containing element or a parent element and the settings associated with that. Now, because those relative measurement systems are going to require something already set for them to work, we end up having a default base text size that most browsers are going to use that we will inherit just by default. And that is a 16 pixel base text size. So whenever we're looking at our measurement systems, 100% is equal to that 16 pixel base font. Also, the M system is based off of this, where we have 1M equal to the base text size. So 1M equals 16 pixels. Now, another way that you can think about the M system is that it's a multiplication factor for this base font size. So 1M equals 16 pixels. So if I end up saying 0.5M for a selection of text, it's the same as saying 50%. And it's actually the same as saying 8 pixels. Now, of course, it's not exactly the same. There's going to be some variation there, but it's about 8 pixels. And in addition to that, if the end user changes or zooms in with their browser and increases the font size, the M that is being reported here is going to change. So depending on what the end user selects is going to determine what our relative measurement systems are based off of. But by default, that is that 16 pixel base font size. It's also going to be a good idea if we bear in mind that both the percentage and the M's are relative and will inherit from their parent objects. So if we set a parent object to 0.9M and then a child to 0.8M, the effect would be added together. So the parent would end up being 14.4 pixels, and the child would end up being 11.52 pixels, rather than perhaps the effect that we were expecting of making the text 12.8 points. So that all goes back to our absolute and relative measurement systems, and hopefully at this point, by seeing it kind of being applied, it might be a little bit clearer for you. And that concludes this quick look at what we already know about our absolute and relative measurement systems and how they apply to our font size.